question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday podcast. So glad to be back. Sorry, I've been away for a while, but I just need to take a break and, of course, focus on the book that's coming out soon. So I hope you're all well. Please let me know if you can hear me, how you can hear me, how the sound is, because I have just been having connectivity issues and I want to make sure that I sound good. So if everybody can hear me and if I sound good, please let me know. And when I have that confirmed, then we will carry on. Hope everybody's had a great week and a great weekend. It is finally sunny here in the UK. And we also have some good news. Even though the British tabloids want to be salty, the sun still came out. Hopefully that will make them less salty. Can I get a confirmation on the sound, please? Sound is all good. Okay, fantastic. Let's get to it then. Good news, interesting news. Lots of stuff today. I'm actually going to do a second podcast today because there's some other things that I want to cover, but I feel that they warrant their own podcast, and it will make this one just too long because I've been away for a whole week. So, yeah. First of all, if she is here, please rise as we give a round of applause for Squaddy Rahini, who knitted me this amazing hat and bikini. If you've been following for a while, you know that Rahini said that she was actually going to knit this for me, and she did, and she sent it to me all the way from Trini. Rahini, round of applause. Thank you, and thank you again. This is so generous of you. I am going to enjoy wearing that hat in the winter, and the next time I go on holiday, I will most definitely be wearing the swimsuit. And FYI, guys, let me tell you, the picture actually does not do it any justice at all. Like in person, it is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. I can't wait to wear this. And just knowing that you put your love and your heart and your soul into this, Rahini, thank you so much. It was also her birthday that just went past, so thank you so happy belated birthday to Squaddy Rahini. Always whenever she's around and we have a call in, always has something great to contribute, keeps the energy going, and sending you all my prayers. And who knows, maybe one day when I'm in Trini, we can have some tea or rum or whatever. Just good vibes. Thank you so much, Rahini. Okay. Next thing. What's the next thing? Oh yes, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, you better run, girl. You better run because Piers Morgan likes you, and we all know that when Piers Morgan likes a woman, it won't be too long before he turns on her. It was my 1-year anniversary, actually, almost a month ago. I missed it. That Piers Morgan blocked me on Twitter. So do I actually have that picture still? Where is it now? Oh no, I think I deleted it. Okay, I'll get it back so we can all see it. But yeah, it was my 1-year anniversary of when Piers Morgan blocked me. One of my proudest accomplishments to date. Of course, that doesn't stop me from seeing his nonsense all over my feed. But he went to see the Taylor Swift show. The thing about Piers Morgan is he does this all the time where he will heap praise on a woman, and really what he's trying to do is get an interview. That's what he's trying to do. And then if you refuse to give him an interview, he will bully you until he does. He managed to do this to Ariana Grande. He managed to do this to Lady Gaga. And I just felt so angry that, two women at the top of their game felt so bullied by this fool that they actually gave in and gave him an interview. But it just shows how toxic he is. If you do give him an interview, and you do something that he doesn't like, because he also seems to think that he has ownership over a lot of women in media. He will then go out of his way to write nasty things about you. So, for example, when he was handed Larry King's um, platform on a silver plate and then still managed to mess that up on CNN, he interviewed Beyonce. And then when Beyonce did her Super Bowl performance and she gave an homage to the Black Panthers, um, he completely ripped her to pieces in the British tabloids. Just, I mean, the horror of a black woman giving the Black Panthers a homage. And he decided that that was a reason to tear into Beyonce. So Taylor Swift, you better run, girl. I hope that she and her people are not stupid enough to give him an interview because I think that the Piers Morgan brand has always been toxic, but now it's just super toxic, and he's just someone that you need to stay away from. Also, let me give a shout out to Baron. I want to give a shout out to Baron for this. Shout out to Baron for this because, yeah, Princess Anne was indeed injured, and the reports was that it was a horse. I wasn't sure if it was an actual horse or Camilla, but we can now confirm that it was an actual like horse, as an animal horse. It was not Camilla. What was interesting was the way in which this was actually reported. And it goes back to a lot of the weird things that we've been seeing in regards to Kate and her hospitalization. Henry VIII tweeted, King Charles and Princess Anne followed the template for a hospitalized senior royals. I'm not sure why I get so much hate for pointing out that Kate Middleton did not. And then another Scotty responded, what William and Kate did was suspicious and caused rumors and speculations to run wild. Both Anne and Charles shut down any room for rumors or speculation. The question is why? So she's referring to the fact that there were very clear uh, um, what do you call it, press releases from the palace about what was going on with them. And also we very clearly, I don't remember if we saw Charles going into hospital, but I very much remember seeing him come out and also Camilla visiting several times. So she goes on to say, the question is why? What were Willie and Kate hiding that they felt the need to behave like covert spies? And then Cindy said, maybe Kate was never in the hospital, or at least not the one she claimed to be. There is something not right about the entire ordeal. And then Sage says the fact that Timothy Lawrence, that's Princess Anne's husband, says literally went through the front door, as did Camilla, and they didn't try to find a secret entrance for privacy. Tells me that Willie didn't visit Kate, aside from the one pap shot we saw. So that was that. Very interesting. Just differences in protocol between the two camps. Also, a general election is coming soon. Just a reminder to vote. And obviously, during political campaigns, you have political parties on both sides playing all types of games. But this was something that was quite interesting because this actually involved someone who's linked to GB News and The Sun. So Kai Starmer was at an event, and there was a lady in the crowd who said, you said you would rather have a family member die in the NHS than go privately. And then Keir Starmer said, no, I didn't say that. And then she responded by saying, well, you said you'd rather use the NHS than private. So she was actually mixing his words. But what was interesting is actually who this lady is. And people did some digging because you can't hide anything in this internet era. And it turns out that she is a Dr. Bashar, and she has been featured on GB News several times. And she's also been featured in The Sun. So you can almost bet that this lady is a plant, and you do have to be mindful of these things now that we're in, the election cycle. Also, out and about, apparently somebody spotted Megan out on a trek. And now, initially, when I saw this, I wasn't even sure if it was her. I'm pretty sure it was her. This is actually from a video, these screenshots, wearing an Adidas. It was the Adidas tracksuit that was like, I don't know if Megan is an Adidas girl. Like, I'm thinking like bamboo yoga set. But apparently this was her. Don't know if she was just out with friends or potentially shooting something. We know that the cooking show is coming really soon. So I don't know if this is anything to do with that or just her out and about, but nonetheless, great to see her looking happy. And let me go to your comments before we get on to the next thing. Let's see. Oh, there's a hurricane in the Caribbean. Well, I hope everybody's can find safety. Mother Nature can be very cruel and unpredictable. Let's see. Um, Dorothy, you said he was picking on the wrong woman. Her people and her fans will not be the way. Yeah, I think he should just leave her alone. She's absolutely not the one to bully or come after, because her fan base are vicious. They protect their queen. Ah, okay. Gold Rush, you said, I understand that it's an Ivy Park Adidas tracksuit, a Beyonce brand. Oh, yes. Has anybody actually ever seen Ivy Park in the stores? Like, I see it online, but I feel like I never see it in the stores. Yes, Duchess Megan, upwards and forwards, because whatever direction would we be going? Okay, next thing. So there was the Japan state visit, and silly me, I actually forgot to get the pictures. But what was interesting about the state visit actually was the lack of crowds. Typically in the past, when you'd have state visits, they had a whole parade down the mall, and there really wasn't anyone there. Um, they apparently the first lady of Japan had like horse allergies, and so I thought that was a bit insensitive to make her sit in a horse carriage when she has a horse, make her sit in a horse carriage and next to Camilla when she has horse allergies. She was even wearing a mask, and the lack of crowds was quite telling. Also, at the state banquet for the Emperor of Japan, Kai Starmer was actually seated next to the King's Charles's chief of staff and private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton. Alderton, if you've read Spare, or perhaps if you haven't, here is some insight. He was one of the he's one of the head courtiers, and this was what Harry actually wrote in his book. Then there was the wasp. So there was the wasp, the fly, and the bee. And that's what he referred to these three men as. And he said there was the wasp, lanky, charming, arrogant, a man who was so weedy that you might push back against him only for him to give you such a stab with his outside stinger that you'd cry out with confusion, Harry said. He is Sir Clive Alderton, 55, the then principal private secretary to Prince Charles, former British ambassador to Morocco, and now principal private secretary to the King and Queen Consort. In his memoir, he focuses his anger on three individual courtiers, though his loathing for them is such that he cannot bring himself to utter their names. They are the bee, the fly, and the wasp. Middle-aged white men who had managed to consolidate power through a series of bold Machiavellian maneuvers. So that was who was sitting next to Kai Summer at the at the state dinner. And it's never by accident the way in which they seat these people at these state dinners. That was that. Gosh, so much has happened since I've actually been away. It's like, whoa. Also at the state dinner, Kate was not there, but Sophie was there. And Sophie was there wearing, it seems like Sophie has been updated. Sophie gets to wear like a nice, pretty tiara now. And Carmen's granddaughter, who's actually amazing on Twitter, by the way, if you follow her, if you don't follow her, make sure you do. She says Kate Middleton isn't so sick she couldn't go to the Japanese state banquet. If you're wondering why Sophie, the beard of Edinburgh, is wearing jewelry usually meant for Kate at the Japanese state banquet, it's because Kate has been downgraded. Camilla wields the power in the divorce war, and it seems like it. It definitely seems like it. Also at Ascot, William here, for once, looking rather friendly and happy with Zara. I believe that's Zara Tyndall. Have you ever, in recent times, especially in recent times, seen William looking that comfortable around his own partner? I haven't. It's quite telling. I do wonder if Kate will be at Wimbledon. That's left to be seen. She loves Wimbledon. It's one of her favorite events. Be a decent follow-up to Trooping. But yeah, just remember, like, when they do all of this tiaras and seating and stuff, they take that stuff very, very seriously. So it's never by accident, and it's telling you something. And the tiara thing is so funny to me. Clown is still a clown even when wearing a tiara. Well, they say when a clown enters a castle, he doesn't become a king. The castle becomes a circus. Okay, next thing over at Glasgow, this was happening. So somebody actually sent me this video. On one side, you see someone waving a flag saying "Abolish the monarchy." I think this might have been, was that during Coldplay set? Did Coldplay or whoever set it was, that this was during one set, so you saw somebody flying that flag, and then the other three photos together, that was at the Idols set, and he basically started his set um by saying "F the king," and he was repeating this, and then he got the crowd to start repeating it, and the crowd was saying that throughout his song. And obviously Glastonbury, I would say the culture there, the crowd there is a lot more progressive, and so a lot more progressive and a lot more left leaning. So this doesn't really surprise me at all. Having said that, it's something that I've actually never seen at Glastonbury. So interesting. When you come away from uh, the the tabloids and what they have to say, and it's just ordinary people having their fun at Glastonbury. Um, well, the crowd speaks for themselves. There's only so much propaganda you can do. Um, okay, on to some more positive news. The ESPYs, which is a major sports award. I think it is the sports award actually in the US, the biggest sports award in the US. Um, they will be honoring Harry with the Pat Tillman Award for service, and this is of course for his work with the Invictus Games and the work that the Invictus Games does for war veterans. Um, Serena Williams will be hosting this. Serena is a friend of Harry and Meghan's. And first and foremost, congratulations to Harry. This is, I think, maybe the second major award that Harry's been given this year. So there was the aviation award that he got for his work as a Apache helicopter pilot in the military. Of course, he served 2 rounds in Afghanistan, and now to be given an ESPY award as well. And I don't know how often just a non-American gets an award like this. And I believe that the Pat Tillman Award is actually chosen by the Tillman family and the foundation. So big deal. One of the things that's annoyed me though, and I've noticed this with a lot of the news outlets posting about Harry getting an ESPY, is they're ri- they're writing in the headlines or the caption, Harry is getting a Pat Tillman Award at the ESPYs, or Harry's getting an ESPY, and they're not explaining what he's getting an ESPY for or why. So they're not explaining that he's getting it for the Invictus Games, and that he is the founder of the Invictus Games. I think even one outlet that I saw tweeted, um, Harry's getting this award for helping in the Invictus Games. And just so we're clear, Harry is the founder of the Invictus Games, and that's what he's getting this award for, and for the work that it does for servicemen and women. And the reason I bring this up is I can't help but feel that some of these news outlets, they they almost want to attract the trolls, because a lot of people will read the caption, read the headline, and not read any further. So what's happening is in the comment section, you're getting a lot of trolls saying, "Oh, why is he getting this award? This is a joke." And all they would have to add is just one line. Harry's getting this for the Invictus Games for the work that they do for servicemen and women, and it would eliminate so much of the trolling. You even had this ridiculous sports show. I'm not going to play the audio because really and truly they just sound like dum-dums. Seat Geek. And they had these two dum-dums. The one, okay, so the guy with the all the stuff in front of him, not the one with the bookcase in the back. He actually said, the only thing I know about Prince Harry is a South Park episode and The Crown. Now, I'm pretty sure The Crown ended, or the last season of The Crown ended with the boys as like young men. So he hasn't done any recent research about Prince Harry at all. So he clearly doesn't know that Harry's the founder of the Invictus Games. And he went on some tangent talking about how, they've just chosen him for no reason. They've just made up an award. Why would they do this? Smart people, sports fans, they're just going to look at this and be like, this is ridiculous. So he's sitting here running his mouth. He hasn't done any research at all, other than apparently a South Park episode. Yeah, you look like the type of person that gets your news and information from South Park, sir. And the other guy is sitting on the other side. He actually doesn't really say much. I think he knows that the other guy is embarrassing himself. And there's a couple of other guys in the studio as well that keep rambling off. They clearly have not done any research. The Pat Tillman Foundation and their family literally choose who gets given this award, and there's good reason why that person gets given this award. So he was ripped to shreds on the Twitter timeline, and I hope that he now has a little bit more sense and realize how silly he looks. Do I think he will apologize? Maybe, probably not. But I mean, you're literally running a podcast, giving information to your followers. I mean, at least do some basic research, for goodness sake. And Invictus goes above and beyond to support and respect military veterans. Oi. Okay. Go to comments. But while we're going to your comments, we will give praise and happy birthday to Princess Diana. It is indeed her birthday today. Okay. Hi everyone, if you're just coming into the chat, thumbs up please. Marcy, Pat Thomas' mom should be ashamed of herself. Why is that? Did she make a comment about Harry? Give me a sec. Let's have a look. I do miss things sometimes. And by the way, folks, if you're on Twitter or if you're on Instagram, I'm not always great at responding, I'll be honest, but if you see things, feel free to send them to me because I don't always see things. So for this, like for example, I didn't know that Pat Tillman's mother had something to say. Okay, I can see. Pat Tillman's mother apparently shocked. She is shocked by Prince Harry getting an award. Well, she wouldn't be shocked if she just did some basic research. Mary Tillman, the mother of Pat Tillman, told the Daily Mail, she spoke to the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail went and found her. Of course they did. We'll talk about the Daily Mail. Got some interesting stuff about the Daily Mail, saying that she was not consulted on the choice of Harry as the next recipient of the Pat Tillman Award for Service. The award in honor of Arizona Cardinal safety turned US soldier is given by ESPN every year to a person with a strong connection to sports who has served others in a way that echoes the legacy of the former NFL player. She said, I am shocked as to why they would select such a controversial and divisive individual to receive the award. And when she says that, I feel like, because it's giving Karen, she's probably saying that more about Meghan than she is about Harry. Tillman told the Daily Mail. So she's sitting there and saying she's shocked that they gave this award to such a controversial and divisive individual, but she's talking to the Daily Fail. Who is more controversial and divisive than the Daily Fail? There are recipients that are far more fitting. Really? The size and the scale of Invictus at this point. Maybe anyone else that has used their platform and their power to create something like this. Specifically, for the veteran community. The only thing that comes close to the Warrior Games that obviously Harry was inspired by, but he took it to a whole new level. These individuals do not have the money, resources, connections, or privilege Prince Harry has. And what has he done with those money, resources, connections, or privilege? If he had done nothing with that money, resources, connections, or privilege, you'd still be yelling at him anyway. So it's like he can't win. Isn't that what people who have money and resources, isn't that what they're meant to be doing with their privilege? Doing things for others? Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole article because it's just nonsense. But thank you so much for the squaddy that mentioned that, because I hadn't seen it. Thank you, Marcy. I hadn't seen that she was being such a piece of Karen. I hope somebody has checked her since. Brenda Carter, who Harry is not the founder of Invictus. Charles and Prince William founded it, gave the money to start it, and gave it to Harry. Well, he's the one that came up with the idea, spearheaded it, and has continued to roll it out ever since. His family have not supported Invictus. So, no, Brenda Carter, and you are now banned from commenting. We don't do misinformation over here. Yes, Suzy Q. I hope they show a video of what Prince Harry has done for the veterans so that the haters can sit down. Indeed. Give us a whole 5-minute montage about Invictus. Yeah, Joe Blogs, I listened to it as well. They have no idea what Harry has achieved because they haven't even bothered to do their research. According to him, he just watched an episode of South Park and The Crown. That man does not sound like he watched The Crown. And if he did, it wouldn't have told him anything because it literally ended when Harry was a young man. He's now a grown man who's done a lot. Please hit that thumbs up button, please. If you haven't already, let the algorithm know we are here. Shout out to everybody who literally just comments in the comment section, one for the algorithm. you know what the deal is. You know the dealio. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I actually think that I will be able to release the book that I'm working on Megan's birthday. And Megan's birthday is actually a Sunday. So we can have like a great show that day for Megan's birthday, for the book release. I can probably even read a chapter or two. So that's what I'm aiming for. I'm actually aiming to release it on Megan's birthday. I think that'll be fantastic. Oh, Marcus Rushford also won at the Pat Tillman Award. Oh, amazing. Rushford did that work for, what was it, a British school dinners. Oh, no, not school dinners. I think it was, I think it's something to do with school dinners and ending child hunger or something like that. Indeed. Happy birthday, Princess Diana. Gone but not forgotten. Rest in power. Margaret, Pat Tillman's wife is the one for Pat Tillman, not the mother. So she's the one that agreed and approved. Okay. So I think what you're trying to say is she is the one that oversees the foundation. Is that correct? Board of Directors, Marie Tillman Shenton. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they spoke to the wife and she approved the award. I wonder how much they paid that troll of a family member to go and talk to the Daily Fail. Anywho, speaking of the Daily Fail continues to fail. And here's why. So, are the wheels falling off the Daily Fail? This article actually popped up in the Hollywood Reporter. And shout out to all of the American news outlets who have no time to entertain the British tabloids and their nonsense and are actually doing journalism like this. How many times have I said on this podcast in the last few years that the British tabloids are going to become the story. Now, just give me a sec while I get this on the screen, because I'm going to have to read it from my desktop. My phone is acting up. Okay, so this is an article by Lachlan Cartwright. Guests from the Daily Mail branded coconut drinks in the courtyard of the Hotel Martinez at the Cannes Lion Advertising Gabfest in the south of France last week. The New York newsroom of the British tabloids was suffering from a leadership crisis that has grown more dire by the day, following the mysterious departure of its new former online editor-in-chief, Gerard Greaves. Greaves, an old-school Fleet Street editor who had been parachuted into the US to help steady the site in 2022, following the departure of hard-changing British founding editor Martin Clark, was last seen in the New York newsroom in late February, frantically asking staff for help to delete emails from his computer. I hear there's some people out here who like to obsess over people's emails. So we've got some new emails, deleted emails for you to obsess over, along with the 30 million emails that Rupert Murdoch deleted. When he did not appear back in the newsroom following a trip to London, senior editorial leadership was advised he was on compassionate leave with no further explanation. By the end of last month, the Mail announced Greaves, who did not respond to multiple requests for comment, would be leaving the company after 24 years, but Katie Davies, currently the US editor of The Times and The Sunday Times, had been poached for the top job. Davies does not start her role until the fall. Since his arrival, the former deputy editor of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday has set about hiring almost exclusively Brits, with American journalists routinely passed over for jobs. One senior American employee told Hot Sauce she was asked by Greaves to take a demotion after having a child. The employee who left the Daily Mail after the incident said Greaves told her that he did not like working with women who had children. Yeah, this is the culture at the Daily Fail. So this is why you don't work at the Daily Fail. According to the employee who asked to remain anonymous, Greaves even asked her if she was planning on having another child and said that mothers had a hard time focusing. It was just a mess, the former employee told Hot Sauce. It was a chaotic mess. I couldn't believe he was in that position of power. Greaves, who held a membership paid for by the Daily Fail to the exclusive Manhattan private members club, the Ned Nomad, would routinely lavishly entertain people on the company dime, according to two people familiar with the situation. He was like a rapper with his first hit album spending money, one former colleague told Hot Sauce. Several current and former employees who spoke with Hot Sauce say the leadership vacuum has allowed another Brit, Sean O'Hare, to rise in the newsroom. O'Hare, who wasted no time moving to Greaves' glass office, assumed the role of acting editor, but his chronic absenteeism and erratic management style have only added to the toxic work environment. According to the people familiar with the situation, O'Hare did not respond to a request for comment. In the Mail newsroom, posters on the wall urged staff, if you see something, speak up, advise anyone with concerns to alert their manager or call 24/7 independent and confidential speak up facility. But that phone number listed has been disconnected. And the website does not work, according to three people familiar with the matter. Oh my gosh, like, why would you want to work for the Daily Fail? Oh my gosh. The Daily Fail has no comprehensive HR. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that the Daily Fail has no comprehensive HR? Maggie Cole, who worked at the Daily Fail from 2021 to 2023, was a video producer. And she said, they are not worried about the safety of their employees, and ultimately that's why I left. There's no one to really report anything to. There's no process. It's very muddy. Oh no, not such a thing happening at the Daily Fail. I mean, it's like, do these people know who they're working for? As Brits claim top postings in US media at CNN, The Washington Post, and The Wall Street Journal, the events that have played out at the Daily Mail may serve as a cautionary tale of imports arriving from across the pond with lack of knowledge, with a lack of understanding of American news, its practices, or its audience. The Daily Mail was the first British publication to take the United States by storm, quickly becoming known for its celebrity scoops, its use of splashy photos, and its clickable tabloid headlines that helped it to become one of the most world's most read websites. I believe the Mail actually gets almost 100 million visitors a month, by the way. But even before Grieve's disappearance, the site had suffered a wave of high-profile departures, including Amy Mass, who left to join Realtor.com, Louise Thomas, who is now at The Independent, Caitlin Becker, who is now at News Nation, and so on and so forth. Two delegations of senior Daily Fail leadership have been sent from London to New York in recent months. Just a week after Grieve's departure, the publisher and editor of the Mail Online, Danny Groom, and the UK editorial director, Ben Bailey, arrived to survey the damage. Several staffers who spoke to Hot Sauce said they alerted the pair to the management issues. Before this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner, the chairman of the Daily Fail and General Trust, Lord Rothermere, his son and heir apparent, Veer Hamsworth, who visited the company's Astor Place offices, were told about the systematic problems. Now Hot Sauce has learned that the Mail's London headquarters at Derry Street is sending yet another Brit, Nicholas Pike, to act as its eyes and ears, but for many staffers, the damage to the brand has already been done. People are truly fed up. One recent departed staffer told Hot Sauce, this place is completely effed, and there is no leadership coming from London, and they have destroyed the potential we had here in the United States. A spokesperson from the Daily Fail declined to comment. Well, that is rather interesting, isn't it? Rather interesting. Yes, well, if the wheels are falling off the Daily Fail, then I am happy to hear about it. All right. Yeah, I will end it there. I will likely do another podcast today because there's some other things that I needed to touch upon, but I don't want the podcast to go on for too long. I'm actually trying now to stick to like 30 to 40-minute podcasts that are just more easily digestible. Let's see. Joe Bloggs just said, when I listened to the podcast, it confirmed why these people slate Harry, as all they know of him is the media narrative. Same with Meghan. They do not do independent research. Indeed, they don't. I mean, they watch South Park, for goodness sake. That was his source about Prince Harry, South Park. Oh, the negative article was written by Carolyn Graham, the one in the Daily Fail. Wouldn't surprise me. She was the one that went to Mexico to look for Meghan's dad. Yeah, I've said over and over again, the British tabloids are going to become the story. If I was an American journalist, I would be looking for dirt on the British tabloids, because that would be the story of all stories. Start a turf war, please. We're here for the tea. And here they are, the story in The Hollywood Reporter. Black Queenie said, they are too busy trying to end Harry and his family. Instead, they are slowly but surely ending themselves. Well-deserved poetic justice. Amen to that. Oh, we have a troll deleted by Cookies and Cream. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. Thank you to all the mods, Church Nelly, Black Queen. All of you. Appreciate you truly. Black Queen, they actually believe that the Daily Fail was a real place, exactly. I mean, the bit about disconnecting the phone line, the help phone line. I'm sorry, you rang for help. There is none. Oh. Oh. I mean, literally, don't work for the Daily Fail in the first place. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, it's like an equality activist going to work for the KKK. Are you okay? Why would you work for the Daily Fail? Period. Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave it there. Yes, I will do a second podcast talking about some other things that have come up in the last week. Things to look forward to. Aro, of course. Polo documentary by Harry, of course, and also cooking documentary from Meghan. And actually, given that it's actually Meghan's birthday, on August 4th, we might even get it on her birthday, or I think we will get some kind of drop just over a month away. I believe we'll get some kind of drop on Meghan's birthday, and then Harry's birthday in September, I believe. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we get some kind of drop on Meghan's birthday. All right, I'll wrap it up there for now. See you at the next podcast. Folks, enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.